Game on! Welcome to another episode of Zero Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on a 13-year-old from Manchester, England. He is a legend of the farm and is the director of farm marketing. He started a winning chocolate throwing tradition that is here to stay in Manchester's Chocolatey Storm Shelter. But he is not just known for running amok from the crowd. Since we first met, he has now started his own hockey journey, and in just a hot minute of mucking it up, he has now become the captain of the Manchester Storm Academy, and they just secured their first win of the season behind his leadership. Winning is fun. Welcome back on, Jake Edwards.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How are you today?
Yeah, good. Great.
This I'm starting to realize how long I've been doing this because man, when we met, you were just like a little kid, and now you're turning into a dude, eh?
Yeah, it's all I hear from everyone now, how much I've grown and changed.
And your voice is a little deeper too.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I get into how we know each other. I guess it'd be a couple years ago we would have met, eh? When
Yeah, it's
we,
like two years ago.
yeah, that's when I was the sponsor of Cameron Critchlow, who was the captain, and running a muck and mucking it up. And it was pretty neat to see what he did that season when I was a sponsor. I got good taste in men, but now he's the coach, eh?
Yeah, he was a fantastic player and even better coach.
You think he's an even better coach because he was really doing her as a player?
Yeah, I think he's only been coaching for a few weeks now into the season and he's already one of the best coaches in the league.
I saw he won Coach of the Month. That's pretty neat. Hot start for the guy.
Yeah, it's well deserved.
So yeah, it looks like their team is doing well. There's been a lot of chocolate storms already this season, is there?
Yeah, we've made a massive improvement from last year and the team that we've built is probably one of the strongest in the league.
Well, that's exciting, eh? For the Storm fan base.
Yeah, I think we've got a really exciting team this year and we can push for some silverware.
Well, that would be sure neat to see you guys win something. Especially because, like Jake, every time it rains chocolate, do you not kind of laugh a little bit because, like, we started that.
Yeah, it's always great to see how many people bring in the chocolate and when the people deserve it.
So who have you been putting their names on their chocolate bars for this year? Who's your favorite players?
Well, I've got two people that I like. I like Kyle Locke, the defenseman we got from Guildford, and I like Reece Francis.
I don't know them. Maybe I'm getting too old to know hockey players, eh? Now I just know the coaches.
Yeah, they seem like some real great people if you can get them on.
And what kind of chocolate bars do they like?
Kyle Locke says that he likes strawberry gummies, and then can't remember what Reece Francis likes.
So I guess we've branched out from just chocolate, eh? We're getting into gummies now too.
Yeah, it's sweets and chocolate and all sorts.
It's whatever the guys want, right? You just want happy hockey players because happy hockey players play better, right?
Yeah, the team must be really happy this season with how they've been playing.
Yeah, it looks like well, they still have Lenny, who was a great goalie, and now they have some other dude really kicking him out, eh?
Yeah, we've got Wenny, who's fantastic goalie, and then we've stole Guinness goalie from Atlanta.
Yeah, because yeah, that was the last chat I did was with Ginner and Critch, and it's pretty neat seeing how they're best buddies and they're both head coaches in pro hockey, eh?
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite episodes I've ever listened to.
I really enjoyed it too because people didn't know I like coaching, and I like to pick brains of good coaches, and that's what I was trying to do there. But they're also great people, and I like to promote great people, you know?
Yeah, three of the best coaches and people in the world on the same episode.
Well, I've never been paid to coach, but I sure do love it. My under 11 gals team this season is running amok. I think our record is like 12 and 2 now.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Critch Storm, you'd be our next call.
Um, but I don't know if I'm allowed to tell people this or not, but yeah, my hometown junior team, we're looking for a coach, and my buddy that I won with when we were young pups is running the team now. And he did tell me that if I wanted it this season, that it was mine, but he didn't think I would take it, and he was right. I just want to be with my daughter's team this year, and that would be too much with everything going on, you know? But I really appreciated being offered a little bit of money to coach hockey because that would be pretty neat to make money coaching hockey, wouldn't it, Jake?
Yeah, I'm sure you could get quite a big salary for your coaching expertise.
Well, the Kincardine Canucks are back-to-back under 13 All-Ontario champions. I don't know if I've told you yet, Jake.
Yeah, you've got some good trophies to your name there for sure.
Well, seeing kids come together and do what it takes to win and do it for each other, and nobody cares who got the goals and assists. They just cared about winning. I was so proud of them. So your team just won their first game, eh? And you're the captain of the squad.
Yeah, it was extremely good to get our first win at home as well.
Who'd you beat?
We beat Lancashire Lightning 11 to 5.
11-5. Where was their D?
Yeah, they weren't a great team and they had someone ejected as well.
Oh, somebody was roughhousing, were they?
Yeah, just a dirty hit along the boards.
That's been so are you guys hitting in your hockey?
Yeah, we're allowed to hit.
Really? Is that something you
Yeah.
enjoy?
Yeah, probably a bit more than I should really, but yeah.
Yeah, my son's team all just they started hitting this season, and man, it was hilarious to watch for the first month. It was like everybody forgot there was a puck on the ice. They were just trying to kill each other.
Yeah, depending what team you play, it can get like that sometimes.
And so you guys won in the storm shelter, the Chocolatey Storm Shelter, and you told me there was not one chocolate bar for you guys?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure what the policy is with throwing chocolate at our games.
Well, rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah, might have to tell some of the parents to bring chocolate for our next win.
Well, I guess I've been doing this a while. A couple seasons ago, the kid from Cardiff that wore number 18, because we went bowling at the Devil's Bowling Night way back when. Um, he came on with his captain Miley, who plays for Team GB now. But they won after they chatted with me, and people threw chocolate on the ice at their under 13 game, and it turned into a line brawl. The other kids tried to take their chocolate when they didn't earn it, and the junior devils were having none of that shit. And it turned into a dust up all over chocolate. So um if the parents in Manchester ever do listen to this and think winning's fun and bring you chocolate for your squad, just throw it to your side of the ice and let the other kids know you didn't earn it. You don't get chocolate. Get away from us, right?
Yeah, if someone tries to steal our chocolate, I'll be getting involved. There'll be some gloves hitting the ice for sure.
Well, when I saw I could start a brawl in an under 13 game in Cardiff, that's when I knew I was really onto something with this podcast of things.
Yeah,
But speaking of, it takes everyone to win, Jake. I'm coaching a lot of the same girls I coached 3 seasons ago. And I still remember when I went over to Josh Batch's testimonial and Batchy did all his thing, and then it was fine. All his thing was over, and then all of a sudden it started sprinkling chocolate, and then I looked over and saw you and your mom and you chucking chocolate at me, and then it started coming down, and then I got to bring all that chocolate back from my under nine girls was really cool. So thanks, man.
yeah, we weren't allowed to take chocolate into the arena like we're not at Storm, but we find our ways to get it in.
You got to stick it wherever you need to get it in, right?
Yeah, they only check bags if you can see them, but if they're hidden under your jersey, then they don't check it.
Maybe that's why some of them were melted. But
Yeah,
that was really neat. You know, I do this for free and for a hobby and for fun and for laughter and to be in a good mood. And when I went over to Cardiff that day for Batch's testimonial, all the chocolate that hit the ice was incredible. And then Jason gave me a whistle, a two ales and hockey tails whistle for coaching. And it says fun is fun on one side of the whistle and has my logo on the other side. And then it was amazing some of the gifts I got. I got some Worcestershire sauce or whatever, and something from Sheffield, some kind of sauce. Um, I thought it was really hockey that team fans from other teams would come and bring me gifts, and you guys came all the way from Manchester, and you did it again for the goats testimonial, eh?
yeah, it was a pleasure to come down and see you play.
Was it a pleasure? I couldn't really get around very well, Jake.
Doing better than I probably did for the first game of the season.
Um, I actually reviewed my game tape and I couldn't believe how slow I was. I got caught from behind like 3 times from Andrew Hotham. I couldn't believe that he would ever catch me in a skating race, and he came and took the puck from me multiple times. Embarrassing. Got dumped that in, right, Jake?
Yeah, at least you've got an excuse that you're not playing anymore.
That's true. I do have a game in February though. I'm heading back to Germany for a charity game. The Landshut Icebreakers against Team Germany Old Timers. So I bought a stationary bike and I've been thinking about getting on it.
Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt your game.
I, I, I didn't realize how much you actually have to work out to be good at hockey until I went back to the GOAT's testimonial and realized that if you don't use it, you do in fact lose it.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot of work on and off the ice to be good at hockey.
So are you guys into lifting weights and training and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm definitely more focused on cardio and skating than I am on weights, though.
I should have been too.
Yeah,
So how was it being named captain? How did they tell you?
it was just in the changing room before our first game. We did the team talk and went through the lines, and then our coach just said the captains for the season are, and just listed me and my assistants.
That's really neat, eh? Pretty proud day for you, eh?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
You didn't even play hockey when I met you.
Yeah, I didn't, and it's definitely the best decision of my life to get into it.
Hockey can be fun, can it? So you got a good coach?
Yeah, we've got probably the best coach in this league and in the whole of UK that isn't pro.
Oh, well, that's nice to have. Sounds like this Manchester Academy's a real thing. I don't think it's been around long, eh?
Yeah, it's definitely getting lots more funding and becoming a much bigger thing than it was at first.
It's kind of like hockey in Cardiff. When I went there, everybody was skating around with penguins and blue skates, and now I got like 4 or 5 jerseys behind me from different Cardiff hockey teams that are like men's league and the sledge hockey team. And there's a lot of hockey happening in Cardiff, so hockey's growing in Manchester now, eh?
Yeah, it's definitely 100% getting a lot bigger and better in Manchester.
And probably there's probably talk around town. Have you guys heard of this hockey team that's winning and then chocolate hits the ice after every win? And maybe you should come check it out and bring some chocolate, right?
Yeah, I definitely talked to a lot of people at school about that, trying to get some more ticket sales going.
So you're on the marketing team for the Storm and for the Farm, eh?
Yeah, unofficially.
You still wearing your two ales and hockey tails swag?
Yeah, still wearing it to games.
Because that was pretty neat when you came to Cardiff and you sent me pictures of you running amok in Cardiff Bay with two ales and hockey tails stuff on, eh?
Yeah, it was sweet.
That was my old honey hole.
Yeah, I can see how it's a great place around there.
Yeah, I got my master's there. Uh,
Really?
well, that's where I would write all my papers in the bay, I'd go
Yeah.
sit down and just get to work.
Yeah,
Did
it's definitely a nice place.
so either time you went, did you hit Chippy Lane?
Yeah, I went there once, but couldn't make it the second time, unfortunately.
It's weird when I go back and there's so many people to see in such a short amount of time. It's a action-packed few days, and then you get to the game and there's so many people to see. You don't really get to talk to people as much as you want to?
Yeah, I think Chippy Lane should be at the top of the priorities for whenever you go back.
Well, it is. Did you see me tie up the game with like 20 seconds left? I don't know if you were watching.
Yeah, I seen it. It was a great goal.
Did you see me knock the goalie's stick out of his hands when nobody was watching before I put it in?
Yeah, I did. Little dirty them.
As soon as I did it, the ref said, "Ah, Wally, nothing's changed, eh? I didn't see anything." And then the puck squirted out to me, and I scored. And it was like it was written. It was like a storybook ending. Tied it up, mucking it up, and then Joey Martin gets a penalty shot, goes in and scores. He scores the game-winning goal at his testimonial. My team wins. Everybody's happy, right?
Yeah, might have been a bit of goaltender interference there, but a goal still counts.
That's right. The ref said he didn't see it.
Yeah.
So now that you're a hockey player, what's your favorite drill in practice?
Favorite drills. I like a lot of one-on-one and shooting.
You like one-on-one, so you're playing D and getting to crush guys or what?
Yeah, try not to crush too many of my own teammates. I save it for the games.
That makes sense. That's what you should do. But, if sometimes people gotta, if they're not trying hard in practice, sometimes you gotta wake them up, right?
Yeah, if they're not giving it 100% or getting a little cocky, might want to knock them down a bit.
That's true. If they're getting cocky too, yeah, may as well lay somebody out.
Yeah,
So, what's your player review? I'm guessing you're a D man, you're pretty offensive, and you don't mind cross-checking people in the back in front of your own net. What's your player review of yourself? What type of player are you?
kind of a good PK man. Um, Big
You
shot from the point.
you blocking shots like Mark Richardson?
Yeah, I block a lot of shots.
Mm, I tried not to do that. I'd rather play in the offensive zone so I don't have to block shots.
Yeah, I probably lead my team in block shots, and they always find a way where they hurt the most as well.
That does happen. Yeah, but I guess that's probably how you end up being the captain then, eh? I was never a captain
Yeah,
ever in pro hockey. I became an assistant captain my very last year in Cardiff, tricked them. But I was never a captain in any league at any level, and you've only been playing for a couple of years and you're already a captain, eh?
yeah. I don't know how I've managed to get that, but it's really great.
So who do you figure is the best player on your team? Any up and comers in Manchester?
We've definitely got quite a few people. I could name a few names that are definitely strong workhorses on the team.
Yeah. I guess that's how you win, right?
Yeah,
So,
definitely for our win, everyone was giving 100% and it paid off.
so we don't know if we're allowed to throw chocolate at your games. We don't know. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by doing it. So what is your favorite chocolate bar? Because you've been giving gifts to everybody and asking for nothing in return. So if anybody was going to go watch the Storm Academy play and wanted to support their captain, what is your favorite chocolate bar?
Big fan of white Kinder Buenos and then I like Munchies as well.
Munchies. It's that.
Yeah, it was what Moose liked. It was little chocolate things with biscuit and caramel in them.
Okay. I don't know if I've probably had one. It was interesting how many different chocolate bars you guys have over there than we have in Canada. That's what was so neat about you guys throwing chocolate that night at Batchy's testimonial is all these girls got to try chocolate bars they'd never seen before, you know? That's fun.
Yeah, pretty big chocolate selection over here. We've got some of the best for sure.
So white Kinder Bueno, if anybody is attending your next win, right?
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it.
So would I. That would make it a pretty small world. And we can warn the other team the chocolate is not for you. Do not even think about it because Jake and his boys are going to be ready for you. So just let them have their chocolate. They won. Leave it alone, right?
Yeah, if you try and take my chocolate, my gloves will be hitting the ice and so will you.
Attaboy.
Yeah,
So now that you're into this hockey thing, you got any pregame rituals when it's game day?
I've got a couple. I always get dressed in the same order and tie my skates the same way, do the same warm up.
Yeah. What about pregame meal? You eat the same thing before?
Not I'm not really too fussy about that. I just eat whatever's there.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you get too many rituals before a game, it can get more in your head, making sure you did everything you're supposed to, right?
Yeah, don't want to get too in my head. Just prove it on the ice.
Yeah. So how much ice time do you guys get with the Storm Academy? How many practices a week and games?
We get two practices a week and then a game on the weekend.
Oh, that's pretty good. How far do you guys got to travel to play games?
Depends who we're playing, but it's never normally that too far.
No? Well, that's all right then.
Yeah,
And you are number 62 this season, eh?
yeah, it was a huge honor to get the number that I wanted.
Well, I don't know if I know any other number 62s out there, but I think it's neat when people have a reason for their numbers. I wore number 10 growing up watching the Elmira Shirkings play, and one of my favorite players was Brandon Dietrich, who wore number 10. And then Rob Collins wore number 23. They were my two favorites on that team. Uh, Collins is coaching in Berlin now and won the championship last year. And then Brandon just came and watched my son play at his tournament and hadn't seen him in however many years. And I wore number 10 because of him, watching him win the Southern Cup on the Sugar Kings. And then I did the same years later. But then he brought me to Germany to be his line mate, and he wasn't wearing number 10 when I got there. I wore number 10 with the guy that I wore number 10 because of, and then he was number 39. I was so confused, you know? And that's what ended up, 18 ended up becoming my number, you know?
Yeah, definitely a nice number there, 18.
Yeah, I agree. And it looked like a 10, and that's how it happened because I couldn't have 10 on the one team. And then we won the championship and I did well, and then 18 was my number. And but you at 62, tell the folks how you came up with that number again. Moose
Yeah, Moose, you and my uncle's numbers added together.
and your uncle played hockey?
Yeah, he plays hockey and he was the one who got me into hockey as well.
Mm. So your uncle got you into hockey. Like, was that becoming a fan of the Storm or playing?
Yeah, he had season tickets for years and years with the Storm, and then he had a spare one game, so I went and then loved it instantly.
So it just was from going to one game and then you were hooked. And now you're playing and the captain, eh? So the
Yeah,
ho
it's
the
cra
hockey bug bit you, you could say.
yeah, it's crazy when you look back on the last few years and how much I've developed.
Yeah. That it is crazy because I remember when you first started, your stick was way too long.
Yeah, it was miles too long, and now it's a bit too short. I'm getting a new one for Christmas, hopefully.
You know how expensive that shit is?
Yeah, it's very expensive, but hopefully.
I find it not funny because I'm one of them, but in minor hockey, when you see a kid break his stick and then you look at the parent and you can see them kind of tearing up a little bit because now they know they have to buy a new stick. Such a depressing day when your kid breaks his stick.
Yeah, it was at training a couple of weeks ago. I saw my teammate take a one timer and his stick just shattered, and I saw his parents getting a bit angry in the stands.
Oh, I could imagine. Like, that's what was different, right? I took a lot of one-timers. That was like my thing, taking one-timers on the power play. And I would have to practice it a lot. Teams would make me. Um, and I didn't have to worry about how many sticks I broke because I didn't pay for them. I don't want my kid practicing one-timers at all. Save that shit for when you're an adult.
Yeah, he didn't even hit the puck as well. He hit the ice and his stick broke.
Oh, man, that would upset a parent. The one time I got upset as a parent was when my son lost a heartbreaker in a tournament, and I saw him go off the ice with a stick in one piece, and then he came out with it in two pieces, and I thought, I didn't see that happen during the game, and had to have a talk that day, you know.
Maybe it was just a little bit damaged, and then he dropped it in the changing rooms and it finished it off.
I think he doesn't like losing, and he did not handle it well, and yeah, it was upsetting. Just don't do that,
Yeah,
kids, right?
yeah. No one likes losing, so it's understandable. But if it was an expensive stick, probably
But
not best take it out on that.
right, well, and how are you going to win the next game if you don't have a stick,
Yeah, pretty counterintuitive with that one.
right? Just be better. Use the same stick, just be better. So you're growing then, eh? If your stick's too short.
Yeah, I've got quite tall now. I'm the tallest on my team by far. And I'd like to say the strongest, but I don't know.
I was always the strongest too. Fitness testing didn't always, factor in the real strength of guys.
Yeah, I could really tell. You looked like it at the testimonial.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, hey, tied the game up, you know?
Yeah,
It's about being in the right spot, not how fast you get there.
yeah, I guess.
But yeah, no, so the story with the guy I wore number 10 because of though, is he finally agreed to come on my podcast. He's been a bit of a scaredy pants. And then when we finally saw each other in person, he said he's going to do it. And then I was telling him Landsuit was having me back, and I'm like, dude, if you do the podcast, they're going to invite you. And then when he committed to come on the pod, and I shared that, um, he got offered to go to Landsuit too. So now he just has to figure out the logistics, and I'll get to play with my favorite player growing up that brought me to Germany one more time. Isn't that hockey? 18 years later.
Wow, must be really cool to play with him.
It was really cool, but the team actually switched me off of his line halfway through the year because I wouldn't shoot because I only wanted to pass to him.
That's fair enough, though.
Right? Because I wanted to see him do well. So I would pass. He was
Yeah.
one that brought me. I was trying to help, but then they thought I should shoot more. So they had to separate us so I would shoot the puck again.
Yeah, if you were still scoring goals, I don't know why they would have changed you.
But it is different when you become an adult. I remember when I went over there to play with him, I was like nervous because, I'd idolized him growing up. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's my line mate now. Um, Now I don't get those feelings around stars. I had it a little bit when I went on the ice with Ryan O'Reilly because I couldn't believe he asked me to help him on the ice. And he's a pretty big star. But I don't get starstruck like I used to. I remember when I went to the AHL. I couldn't handle that. I had seen a bunch of the guys play in the NHL and on TV, and I didn't play well because I was too starstruck. And that's you got to get used to that stuff because everybody's just normal, right?
Yeah, I don't really get very starstruck because I've had Storm players come into my training, so it's getting a bit more normal.
And that must be cool. I never really thought about that stuff when I was a pro hockey player, that like these guys from all over the world really go to some town in Europe and like they are the kids like stars. And if they show up to the minor hockey and help out, it means a lot to the kids, right?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot. It's really great to see Storm players out there.
And Critch said he even came back to Manchester a little early to help out with the hockey school, eh?
Yeah, that was definitely the best week of my life, that hockey school. I loved every minute of it.
Best week of your life was a hockey school, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's cool. So was Critch yelling at you and stuff? Is he like a mean coach?
No, he seems like a pretty nice coach, but when the refs make a bad call or two in the games, I can see him getting pretty heated on the bench.
Quite competitive, you'd say.
Yeah, although with some of the calls the refs make, you can see why.
Well, I've only been kicked out of two minor hockey games so far. That's pretty good, eh, Jake?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I thought, I think I've been doing it for this is my fifth season of having an actual team. Once the kids are old enough to be on actual teams, it's my fifth year. And yeah, I've only been kicked out twice. That's pretty good.
Do you remember what it was for?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The first year, well, there should have been a penalty. And then I said something and he looked at me and then I just put my arms up and he said, don't do that type of thing. And then he ends up calling a penalty for both teams. And all I said was, is it 4-on-4? And he turned at me and said, you out of here. I think he thought I was being mad or mean or going to swear, but all I asked was it 4-on-4? And he kicked me out. And the kids looked at me like, do you actually have to leave? And I was like, I think so. And then the other time is one of my favorite biter hockey stories ever. It was our first run to the All Ontario Championship, and it was one of the first games of the playoffs against our big rival, and we were losing 3-0, and I was upset that we were losing. And there was like 6.5 minutes left, and the play was offside. And I said to the linesman that was standing right in front of the bench, I said, that's offside. He said, don't tell me how to linesman, and I won't tell you how to coach. And I said, that's fine, but that's still offside. And then the ref heard us talking and said, you out of here. I was like, come on. But he didn't even give me a penalty because all I was doing was speaking the truth and not swearing. So they kicked me out without giving my team a penalty. And then the little buggers went out. My captain scored two. My son tied it up. And then my captain got his hat trick to start overtime. And I was standing in the lobby with the parents from the other town. And they're like, oh, wow, your team's come a long way this season. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's 3-0, bud. Leave me alone. And then when they came back, I said, well, I guess I should get kicked out more often. And then everybody laughed, but they weren't laughing. I was. And then
Yeah,
after the boys came back and won 4-3 in 6.5 minutes, They all came storming off the ice, and there's a hallway to the lobby, and I came out, and they came towards me, and we all had a big group hug, and it was so hockey. It was like I was in the Mighty Ducks movie.
Yeah, maybe you should get kicked out more often and get some momentum going for your team.
Well, we never lost another game that year and won it all, you know? Good
Yeah,
stuff.
must have really worked then.
Well, you can't write stories like this, Hockey makes them for you, you know?
Yeah, maybe if Storm are losing tonight against Panthers, Crit should start shouting at the ref.
Oh, is that who they're playing? You wanted to watch the stream soon, eh?
Yeah, it starts at 7.
So they're playing in Nottingham where the ice is way too big and nobody can even get close to each other to muck it up.
Yeah, at least their ice can stay melted, though we can't really boast that.
Right, you guys had to cancel the game midway, eh?
Yeah, turned into a bit of a swimming pool.
I think it's hilarious that you guys are playing in that arena because every time I see the chocolate hit the ice, it reminds me of playing in the big blue tent in Cardiff. And I think it's so neat that, you guys are really the underdogs every year with the arena you're playing in and how much revenue they can bring in. Um, and now that they got a team that can compete, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think the arena really shows us in the best light possible, but I think our team will prove that we are one of the best.
Well, it's also different that teams have to come to your home rink and play in the little rink, but then you got to go to Nottingham and Belfast and Cardiff where the ice is huge now. And it's totally different hockey playing on small ice to big ice?
Yeah, but thankfully so far this season it hasn't really affected us. We can still beat everyone.
Right. That's true. And winning's fun, right?
Yeah.
So hockey stories are obviously fun. What's your best hockey story, do you think?
Um, I like the time that it was my birthday once, and Moose asked me to go down near the changing rooms after the game, and he gave me his jersey that he scored his first goal in.
Wow, that is cool. I actually remember one of your birthdays too.
Yeah,
When I was Critch's sponsor and they put up your happy birthday on the Jumbotron and had director of farm marketing on there, didn't
yeah, that was definitely really cool when I saw that up on the big screen, though.
it? It was cool for you. It was also really cool for me.
Yeah, I bet it was.
All the pictures I see from Manchester, I find it so funny because I never even played there, you know?
Yeah, never played here, but you've got your claws sunk pretty deep into us.
Yeah, well, that season I was a sponsor, I was really invested, and they did have a great year. And Ginner won Coach of the Year that year, eh?
Yeah, he was a fantastic coach. It's a shame that Atlanta stole him.
Yeah, but then it also gives Critch his opportunity, right?
Yeah, I think having Critch and Gainer on the bench would be an elite coaching combo, though.
That would be something, wouldn't it? But then who's
Yeah,
going to be the head coach, Maybe they'd be fighting for control.
yeah.
Um, do you have any questions for me? Will I figure out if I had any other ones for you?
Yeah, do you remember how you scored your first goal?
In hockey ever?
Yeah.
No, I
What's
don't.
the first goal you remember?
Well, I could tell you my first pro goal.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be this hot shot college player that scored a lot, and then like NHL teams were talking to me, and I couldn't really handle that. When I'd see them in the crowd, I'd get really nervous and not be able to play that good once they all started sniffing around. And at the end of my last year, Columbus said, "We want to take a look at him, and if we bring him to the HL team, we want first crack at signing him July 1st." And I went there after 2 weeks off. The season had been over for a couple weeks. And then I went there. They wouldn't let me use my own sticks because they were Bauer and whatever. And I had to use some random stick off the shelf that was a brutal curve. And I sucked. I played bad. No excuses. Played 6 games, had lots of chances to score, couldn't do it. Um, and then they said that they did not want to sign me July 1st, but they'd guaranteed me an AHL contract. So I end up with them anyways, even though they don't want me. So then AHL preseason, I don't count those as goals. Um, I ran amok. I did really well. I had well over a point a game in the preseason. And then the regular season started and got healthy scratched for a bunch, a couple weeks, and then they sent me down to the coast to get ice time, and I'm like, okay, well here we go. I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. And then I went out and didn't score for 4 games. I didn't do anything. I had no points in 4 games, and I'm like, whoa, do I suck? And then I my first goal in pro was it was in the air and I was standing in front of the net and it came off like the glass back out front and I like baseball batted it into the net to score my first pro goal. And then it started getting easier once you put the first one in. But I remember how frustrated I was after 4 games in the coast, and I was brutal. And then I finally got one, and then started getting going. But yeah, scoring my first pro goal took me, I guess that's 11 games.
God, took you a while then. I only did it in my second.
Hmm, whatever, man.
Mm. Yeah, might be a bit of a skill difference between the leagues though.
Well, how many goals you got now?
I've got one. I might have an assist or two though.
Well, that's good. But you're out there to block shots. Everybody's got their role, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely like block shots, stand up for my goaltender and stuff.
Yeah, and I was 5'8" and playing pro, so if I didn't score, I was pretty useless for a team, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah, I remember that one. But what's weird is after like, what was it, like 10 years of pro? It's not really any goals I remember. It's whether a team won or lost come the end of the year.
yeah, definitely. There's some things bigger than goals for sure.
Oh, way bigger. Yeah, winning championships, and then you have those brothers for life. I guess that's how I was able to start this up is because the guys I won with would always make time to talk to me, you know?
Yeah, based by the amount of jerseys in the back as well, we've got quite a lot of brothers for life.
Yeah. And it also means I was a bit of a suitcase. I don't think people liked my bad body.
Yeah, but Columbus definitely missed out on you there.
Well, after the start of that season and getting sent to the coast, and I didn't think I should be, and whatever. Um, my East Coast team went to the finals with the ragtag bunch, and we almost won the whole dang thing. And we're not expected to. And Columbus did offer me again after that year. Wasn't what I wanted, and wanted a fresh start. So they did ask me back after that year, so I guess we did repair our relationship. But I ended up going to Landshut, Germany, and now I get to go back 18 years later, you know?
Yeah, it looks like it worked out for both teams then.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it worked out for them, but I'm
Yeah.
happy. The North American pro hockey life, man, is so different than going to Manchester and you know who's on the team for the year. And in North American pro, people get sent up, they get sent down, they get traded. You look at these coast rosters, like there's like 40, 50 dudes a year on the team. It's not like pro in Europe where you're a team, you know?
Yeah, it probably makes it a lot harder to form them friendships when you get him traded and moved around all the time.
Yeah, and like when you grow up being a team guy from a small town, it's definitely very different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it is.
But that's why I'm really looking forward to going back to Landshut, Germany, was because they brought my love of hockey back that year. When I got there, they embraced me as a guy on the team, and they were like a family. Most of the players were all from Landshut, and they're all still around there. And I'm going back to see all those guys that like we're still like family. It's hilarious that we have like a New Year's tradition that they call me when it's the New Year in Germany, and it hasn't changed yet here. And it's like we're talking in 2 different years, but it's fun
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, sounds pretty fun. Made some good friends there for sure.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait to go back. But that's what hockey does, right? I'm sure you've made a lot of friends with playing this year, eh?
Yeah, everyone on my team is a great teammate and a great person and helps that they're good hockey players as well for sure.
Sounds like they deserve chocolate when they win, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I sure hope somebody listens to us today, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will for sure.
Yeah, white Kinder Bueno, right? Or Munchies,
Yeah, but anything will be appreciated.
right? Well, do you have any other questions for me?
Um, Not really. I've got to try and think now.
Well, I guess the Storm have a big game starting in like 15 minutes, eh?
Yeah, big game against Nottingham.
I guess Nottingham's doing pretty good this season too, eh?
Yeah, but so we've been top of the league for quite a bit.
So this is a big one, eh?
Yeah, I think we might have dropped to second or third though, but they're definitely up there as well.
Well, it's a long season. You got to keep winning. That's it's a lot different playing hockey that way, where it's whoever wins the regular season's the big champion. Because that's not how I was born and raised. And you can't take a week or two off and want to win the league, eh? You got to stay hot all year.
Yeah, but I think some of the people we have this year, their work ethic's so good that they'll always give 100% for the whole year, keep trying.
So Critch did a good job recruiting his first time, eh?
Yeah, I love the team that Critch has built and all the players on it. He's definitely done a great job.
And they're getting showered with chocolate, which probably makes the players feel special, right?
Yeah, I can imagine it makes them feel really happy and special when they get lots of chocolate with their names on.
Yeah, and I think it's neat every time. Every time I get a chuckle and I just giggle to myself because I don't have a marketing team other than you, Jake. I just talk to people on my work computer when I have time. And to see something like that get started in Manchester with your help, it looks like it's tradition that's gonna last, eh?
Yeah, it's got to be bad luck when you don't bring it to a game. You've got to always bring chocolate.
Right. And like for the fans that are Storm fans that show up without chocolate, like what are you doing? It takes everybody to win. Be better, right? Everybody should be chucking chocolate. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not bringing chocolate, you might as well just go home.
I totally agree. Yeah. And
Yeah,
if the boys don't muck it up and earn it, then you bring it the next time, right?
yeah. And you get new chocolate each week, so if they don't win for a couple of weeks, you could end up with a pretty big pile.
Right. Keep doing what you're doing because isn't it neat? Like I asked what your favorite hockey story was. I didn't know if it was going to be getting named captain, scoring your first goal, or that you helped me start a chocolate tradition in pro hockey that could last forever.
Yeah, there are some pretty good stories for sure. Hard
You're
to pick.
you're just getting started in your hockey journey and you already have some pretty cool stories, eh?
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how far I can go with hockey.
Yeah, what are your dreams?
Definitely to play in this league for its season, maybe.
To play for the Manchester Storm?
Yeah, that's the absolute dream. I would turn down any contract to stay with Storm.
You don't know that money talks?
For Storm, it doesn't for sure.
Well, I tell you, wouldn't that be something someday? You play your first game for the Manchester Storm and somebody throws chocolate at you, eh?
Yeah, as soon as I get a spot on that team, if I ever do, they'll have a hard time getting rid of me.
Well, it sounds like you're a great teammate and captain, and they'd be lucky to have you. So I sure hope that you don't have to wait for your Manchester Storm debut to get chocolate. I hope somebody comes to your next game and throws some chocolate on the ice after you win. You have to win, though, Jake. You know that.
Yeah, I'll try and spread the word as much as I can, see if we can get any chocolate on the ice.
And if you do, you tell your mother I need a video of that, please. And if it
Yeah, I
turns into a
will.
line brawl, then I really need the video.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thanks for making the time for me, Jakey, and good luck for the Storm tonight. And when is your next game then, if anybody wanted to come watch?
We've not got a game for quite a while now. It's in December at some time.
Say what now? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we don't have a game for ages until December.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's November. That's when hockey's played.
Yeah, I don't know why the schedule's like this, but we have a pretty big break, which is a bit annoying.
Well, I guess people have time to buy their chocolate then before your next game, eh?
Yeah, hopefully we'll have quite a bit of people who've got more time to buy it.
Well, thanks for always supporting me, dude, and getting the chocolate started because it's really neat to see for me over here every time it happens. And I know it takes everybody to win. And if you don't get that started, when I asked at the start, if people didn't bring the chocolate, then it doesn't start. And then it's not as much fun. And fun is fun, right?
Yeah, it all starts somewhere. Even if it's just one chocolate bar, it'll start something.
Exactly. And yeah, I guess good luck to the Storm tonight against the Panthers. Their coach used to be mean to me on the ice, and he was terrible at chirping. Um, and I don't know why he was so angry with me all the time. So I hope the Storm beat the wheels off them tonight, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure with the team we have in Heine's back as well, so I'm sure we'll have got a pretty good shot at winning.
Well, that's good to have Heine back. He's a good dude. He likes to muck it up, eh?
Yeah, great player, great person. I'm surprised he's not captain this year.
Yeah, I thought he would have been in the running too, but I guess they got a lot of leaders around there, eh?
Yeah, we've got a whole team of people that have wore letters in the past, so it was probably a hard choice.
Right. It sounds like Critch knows. I talked to him a bit about recruiting. Sounds like he knows what type of dudes he wants, and they sound very similar to the type of dudes I would want. So curious to see what they can make this season, eh?
Yeah, we've got a whole team of great people and great players for sure.
Hmm. Hmm. That's usually how you win.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, thanks for making the time for me again, Jake. You are a legend of the farm and the show. I appreciate every time you make time for me and keep on working hard and getting better. And I can't wait to see you play for the Manchester Storm someday.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the dream.
All right. And this has been another episode of Two L's and Hockey Tales with Jakey and Wally.